Well, hello everyone! Did you miss this thing? I missed this thing. Except that it is incredibly hot for whatever reason. Lights, camera, banana, sweat. Sweaty banana, sweaty banana.
In a fight between a lion and a tiger, who would win? Who would win? Who would win? Who would win? And in the fight between...
You may have noticed that I didn't post any new videos for a couple of weeks. I've been debating if I should talk about this or not. A couple of weeks ago, I lost one of my dogs. Oh, I'm already getting choked up, and I have said nothing. We went through a really, really hard time from December to February. In the span of 2 months, we went from diagnosis of lymphoma to the death of my little boy. Whew. So that happened. That's a thing that happened, and it's one of the worst losses I've ever experienced in my life. And let me tell you, I've gone through a lot of loss in my life. I'm not going to dive into that too deeply. I just wanted to explain my absence a little bit. I suppose one of the beautiful truths about life and the universe is that the more hard times you go through, the more you find gratitude in life in general, and the more prepared you are to go through life and future hard times. So perhaps it's very fitting that I am here. I am one step better prepared for life, one step better prepared for hard times, and I am going to offer you advice. I have to say, guys, I really thought you were going to be more smart-assy with the banana. When I started this particular project, I legitimately thought I would be hard-pressed to get a serious question out of all y'all for the banana to answer. But I have to say, I've been taken aback by some of the questions I've been asked. They are mostly of serious nature. I am honored that you trust me with your questions. And I think this month is going to be a great learning experience for all of us. I've gotten a couple questions about dealing with friends, relatives, and in general, people in our lives who are perhaps not the healthiest people to be around. Pamela asks about having a longtime friend who is a psychopath, which sounds scary. She wants to know if she should continue to allow this person to be in her life, if she should just let them have it, or if she should just let them go. And last month there was a question I didn't have time to get to in my video, but Shauna asked about getting toxic people out of your world, or how to cope with toxic people that you can't get out of your world because you're sort of stuck with them, either as a coworker, as a family friend, as a relative. So I feel like these two go hand in hand. And really, what I would say to this is you need to take care of your heart. You need to take care of your emotional well-being. Sometimes it really sucks to realize that someone in your life is not good for your heart or for your emotional well-being. And I would say you have to let them go. Now, I understand that you can't always just like cut and run from a relationship. Sometimes, you know, you've got to see them every day at work, or you have to see them at family functions. I think the most important thing to remember when interacting with anyone you would sort of categorize as a toxic individual is that the only thing in life that you can control is your own actions and your own reactions. You can't fix another person. You can't change the way they treat you, and you cannot change the way they act or react to things. What you can do is maintain your emotional and physical distance. You can choose what information you share with that person, and you can choose how much time and energy you give them. Sure, you might get stuck in a conversation with one of these individuals from time to time, but that doesn't mean you need to disclose anything about yourself. It's called small talk for a reason, and yeah, it's boring as fuck, but sometimes it's necessary in life. Adam asks, how much is too much? I got this one totally covered. Okay, here it is. If you are wondering, is this too much? It is just enough. Unless you ask your mom, because she will tell you it's too much, and she will ruin your day. Nobody wants to walk around with mom guilt on their shoulders all day. Mom guilt is like the worst guilt, right? I mean, I'm not a Catholic, so I don't know Catholic guilt, but I feel like mom guilt is like up there. Kareen wants to know, if you weren't a banana, what type of advice fruit would you be, or would you be a vegetable? I mean, you know I love the banana, right? I love the banana. But bananas are maybe not the most shapely of fruits. And if you know me at all, you know that I enjoy shapeliness. So I'm gonna say that if I weren't an advice banana, I'd probably be like an advice eggplant. That kind of got that like hourglass thing going on that I like. Maybe I'd be an advice eggplant in like a waist cincher, because then it would be like pow, pow, pow. All right, so the next question is kind of a big anonymous question. Basically, what we've got is a boyfriend who is struggling with depression, and in an argument with his girlfriend, she sort of unleashed or unloaded that his depression shouldn't be her issue, that she shouldn't have to deal with it. Since then, things have been weird, you know? He's not sure what to do with that comment. He's not sure if he should feel guilty for feeling a bit of resentment over what she said. He's wondering if this is still a viable relationship and kind of what to do with this situation. I mean, on one hand, yes, your girlfriend cannot cure your depression. So if that's what she's acknowledging, that's fine. It's true. She can't fix you necessarily. But to sort of do this like hands up and back away thing about interacting with you while you're going through a really bad wave of depression, that is not cool in my books. It can be really hard being in a relationship with somebody who suffers from depression. And it's really hard to be a person who suffers from depression. I'm not going to tell you whether your relationship is still viable, whether I think it's healthy. I am really not the person to tell you that. What I will say though is this. I think dealing with any sort of mental illness, the most important thing in a relationship, whether it's a romantic relationship, a familial relationship, or a friendship, is to be open and honest and to communicate how you are feeling. I go through really bad waves of depression sometimes. I go through really bad waves of body dysmorphia sometimes. I just suffered a major loss in my life and have been grieving for the last 3 weeks. My goal is to always just communicate to the people I love where I'm at. So if one of my best friends is texting me and I'm sitting at home feeling like I'm somewhere outside of my own body and I don't even know how to emote, I tell them that. In my opinion, it's okay to say, I don't know how to be a human today. I don't know how to have a human conversation. I don't know how to emote right now. And if you are dealing with persistent depression and you are in a committed relationship, I think it's important to take that person with you to a counselor or a therapist and to really figure out how you and your partner can get through life together with your mental illness. Is that like, I feel like I'm gonna watch this video in 2 days and be like, oh, you should have said this, and this. It's a huge thing. That's my off the cuff banana advice for you. You may have to deal with somebody in your life telling you they're not willing to be with you through whatever it is you're going through. That really fucking sucks. It really does. Unfortunately, there's also nothing you can do about it, but try to move on, take care of yourself, and find your tribe of people who will love you no matter what. I hope that helps. Here's a final question, also from Karine. How do you counteract the effects of imposter syndrome, if in fact you have ever felt it? Oh my God, imposter syndrome. If somebody tells you they've never experienced imposter syndrome, like, I am certain they're lying. I feel like an imposter every day. Like, every single day. Just last week, I bought a brand new car after hours of, meeting with people at the dealership and choosing a car and going through financing and signing paperwork. The lovely gentleman who sold me my car said he would walk me out to my vehicle so that I could drive it home, and he asked me how I was feeling. And I, being the stupidly honest person I am sometimes, said, I feel like I'm a bandit. I feel like I somehow fooled you all into thinking that I'm responsible enough to just take this new car home. Thank God he had a good sense of humor about it. He laughed. Probably too hard. I felt a little weird, as I often do. And then I drove the car home. Anyway, Karine my bean, what I'm saying is I feel you. And here's a little piece of advice that might sound like kind of stupid or kind of overly simple, but I promise you it's gonna work. I learned this when I became a Zumba instructor. A very teeny tiny nutshell of backstory.
When I first became a Zumba instructor, I weighed almost 300 pounds. I fell in love with a workout that I had fun doing and made me feel great. And apparently I had great rhythm because instructors started telling me to become an instructor, and I thought they were fucking crazy. Long story short, I became a Zumba instructor. I've lost over 100 pounds. Blah, blah, blah. Fitness journey. I don't really like talking about this stuff, to be totally honest. I'm still considered like a big girl. By fashion standards, my size 10/12 body is like plus size. I get fat shamed frequently in the fitness world. I still feel like a bit of an imposter every time I get up in front of a class and start teaching fitness, even though I am a very fit person. When I took my first level of Zumba training, we were discussing, feeling nervous about teaching certain rhythms of dance.
And I was told to fake it until you make it. I know. I know. It's like you took 2 minutes to get here, Andrea, and now you're telling us something we have all heard. It is incredibly true. If you can just tell yourself, I got this, I got this, I got this. If you can find even some false confidence for whatever short or long period of time you need, you will find that confidence, like, for real inside of yourself. I don't worry about it anymore when I'm teaching Zumba. I don't worry what other people are thinking about me because I know what I'm capable of. I know how hard I have worked, and I know, quite frankly, that I'm good at what I do. And it took me a long time to get there. It took me a long time to get there as a Zumba instructor. It took me a long time to get there as a writer, as a filmmaker, as a director, as a human. But what you genuinely need to do is the next time you walk into a situation where you don't feel confident, you need to hold your head up high, have faith in your knowledge, have faith in your understanding that you are good at what you do and that you know what you're doing. Because no one is questioning you from the get-go. If you walk into a place with self-love and self-acceptance and confidence, everyone is going along for the ride with you. Those like 3 qualities, they're going to make you a magical human being. You can seriously do anything. Like, you could probably walk into a hospital and perform a surgery on someone and no one would question you if you walked in with enough confidence. Don't do that, because that's dangerous. Don't do that. Whew! I got very passionate about that subject matter because I am all too familiar with imposter syndrome. Don't be an imposter. Be yourself. You are not an imposter. You are awesome. All right, guys, that was a lot of fun. Like I said at the beginning of this video, thank you so much for entrusting me with your heartfelt issues, with your questions, with your deep, serious questions. And thank you to the couple of you with your smart assy questions, because those are always fun and necessary too. If you've got an issue that you need advice with, leave me a comment down below. Get a hold of me somehow. Pick up your banana phone. See what I did there? I would love to include it in next month's edition of Andrea Gives Advice, dressed like a banana. A banana. A banana. Oh, I need a monocle to rock that accent. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I am here almost weekly. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye! Did you think I wasn't going to dance dressed like this banana? Lucy wants to dance with a banana.